everyone, it's Mike here. Thanks for joining me for another Make It video. Today I'm going to show you how to make this fantastic pyramid topper owl card from our What a Hoot CD. So if you want to see how it was done, keep on watching. So here's a quick close-up on that card again. So as you can see, it's made up of pyramid topper layers and one single layer of decoupage. And I've also teamed up the main elements from the card kit on the CD with some complementary craft card that the actual card base is made out of as well. So all those colours from the back and the inside of the card are brought forward onto the front as well, so it all ties together quite nicely. So I'm going to go ahead now and print off another set of this card kit so I can show you how it was all put together. So these are the sheets that I've printed off from the CD. So this is the one with the main pyramid toppers and our little decoupage owl ready for sticking on the final layer. We have one of our backing paper layers, and we have our main backing paper layer with that fantastic argyle pattern. And then we have our main topper. So you don't have to use all of the pyramid toppers. If you don't want to, you could just use that main topper with the decoupage, or just use the main topper on its own. And of course, those would be perfect for sticking a pair of googly eyes onto. Who wouldn't want to see that? So I've also got my two sheets of craft card. So one for making the base card, which we're going to cut down to make a 6x6, and the other sheet is going to be for our mats and layers around our main topper and also around our backing paper layer just there. So I'm going to go away and cut out those, or all the elements that I need, and then I will be right back. All of my pieces are now cut out. So I have my backing paper layers, which I have there, so you can do those whichever way you want to. I have my pyramid toppers, so I have the main topper. Oops, move those sentiments out of the way. So I have my main pyramid topper, I have my three layers that go on top to create that pyramid 3D effect. Now I'm not going to use, I've still cut it out just to show you, but I'm not going to use this one because what I want to do is I want to bring in that extra decoupage layer, that extra 3D layer for the owl. Because you have the full image there, I'm actually going to decoupage and 3D, mount that one on 3D foam pads. So that gives just that little bit of extra, dimension to it, and you're not just sticking to those squares. So those I'm going to just put to one side as well. Now I've got my two little sentiments that I'm going to use. I'm obviously going to use the birthday one. This is the happy birthday banner, and this is the so many candles circular disc one that I'm going to team up. So they're perfect for birthdays. Well, the candles can also be used for anniversary ones too, or even any kind of celebration that you want to use it for. But what I just wanted to show you was the other sentiments that were on the sheet. Now these are the same sentiments that are on every one of the card kits that are on the CD. So you have your happy birthday, you have a little bird told me, you have a hoot, you have good luck, you also have party time and just for you hoo, and you've also got special day. Now the fishtail banners, you have the it's your birthday one, which you've already seen. You have one that says dream, love and hope. You have one that says congratulations, and you also have one that says anniversary. So you've got one for anniversaries, you've got one for birthdays, you've also got a congratulations one. So that means that you can use the image also for perhaps a new baby card. So for that one you could team up with a little bird told me and congratulations, but you could also have that a little bird told me and dream, love and hope. So that's perfect for a new baby card. But if somebody's just passed the driving test, so you could have congratulations and a little bird told me, or you could have dream, love and hope, and again A little bird told me, or even, if they're going for the test, you could use the good luck one. But again, you could also use the same set for somebody who was maybe moving out of the parental home and moving into their first place. So in that case, you could have good luck, dream, love and hope. Or you can have a little bird told me, congratulations. Again, you can mix and match. But also if you wanted, if somebody was going to university, somebody was, like I say, trying to pass a driving test, there's a new baby, moving in with somebody, getting engaged. There's lots of different utilizations for these sentiments. And because those owls come in lots of different colour combinations, so you've brown ones, there's pink ones, there's even one for Christmas. You could utilise this CD throughout the year for many, many, many different occasions. Okay, so with that over with, I'm going to pop off and get ready and start putting the card together. So we're all about ready to start putting the card together, but as I normally do, I have taken a few minutes out just to go around all the edges of my cutout items, including all my decoupage layers, and I've just gone around with a water-based marker pen. In this case I've used the tumbled glass distress marker because it's a light enough blue to not take away or be too visible on the edges, but it does take away that edge of white from your decoupage layers. And I've gone and done that to every single layer around, or every single edge on every single layer that I've done. And I've also just cut a couple of pieces of the craft card a few millimeters larger than the toppers that I want to mat onto that to make it a nice framed look. Okay, so we're ready to start constructing. So first things first, I'm going to put all those other layers to one side, and I'll just grab those as and when I need them. And I'm going to just stick down my main backing paper panel onto the front of my craft cardstock. Now the card base is just one I've taken from one of our craft cardstock packs that are available on our website, and I'm just going to stick that down with my Collall multi-purpose glue because that gives me my favourite little bit of wiggle room to make sure that I get all my borders exactly even and how I want them before it sticks down and grabs completely. So I can just drop that down and then just manoeuvre that so that I'm happy. Now let me see if I can just zoom in a little bit for you so you can see that I've got a nice even border all the way around, and I've made sure that I've got my Argyle pattern facing the right way rather than that way. So this is going to be a front opening card, just a standard opening card. So that base layer is now stuck down, that isn't going to go anywhere. So before we stick our next layer down, I'm going to take the piece of craft card and my striped paper, and I'm going to stick that down onto the craft card in readiness for layering onto the front of my card. So again, do exactly the same thing. Add your glue, and of course if you get any of this on your hands it doesn't matter because it just wipes straight off. And then place that down onto the craft card, and then once again we've got a little bit of wiggle room just to make sure we've got the equal borders all the way around before it does its final grab. And just put a little bit of pressure on it, and then we're ready. Now we can start building this up if you want to on those foam pads, or you can just stick that down flat and then just have your pyramid topper on the foam pads if you want to. Now again, you can either put that straight if you're one of those people who like everything to be dead straight on the front of your card. You can stick that down so that it's right in the middle. Now I think for today that's exactly what we're going to do. Now normally I would like to do mine a little bit Katie cornered. Actually, because it's a kind of whimsical and quirky card, let's do that. I'm going to stick that down at maybe about a 10-degree angle. So we'll just take our glue and then just drop little bit of glue down, because you don't need to go and add as much glue as I'm doing. You could just put little blobs in all four corners if you want to. The glue is strong enough to hold. So I'm going to then just drop that down so it's just going over the edges of that faux stitched border. So as you can see, it's just catching those corners there. So we're still staying within our border. We're not losing any of the backing paper, and we're adding a little bit of that quirkiness. Now again, we're going to take our main topper and we're going to do exactly the same thing again. So just add the glue to the back. And then turn that round, drop it down, give it a bit of a wiggle so we know we've got it equal all the way around, and when we're happy, give it that final push. And then we have our base layer that we can then Katie corner again, and this time it's actually straight and gives you that little bit of additional interest. Now before we do that, I want to take the sentiment and just place it so that I know where it's going to go on the final image. So if it's going to go into the corner, then that's going to be just perfect there. So I can just take that to one side now and put that out of the way. So now we have our layers of decoupage, or our pyramid layers. Oh, we haven't stuck that one down yet, have we? So we can either put this on foam pads, and I think I'm going to start building up the layers now and add that onto foam pads. So I'm just going to grab a sheet, and I'm just going to place one in all four corners, and because we're doing a pyramid, as I always do when I'm creating pyramids, I'm also going to add one in the middle, because the middle one is the one that will always stay in the same place on each of the layers, and it will give it that stability and stop it from sagging in the middle. So I'll just take off the backs of those foam pads. This one doesn't want to come off. There we go. It's always the case. It's always the case when you're on camera. Okay, so let's bring that back into the middle, and I want to position that right in the centre. So hopefully, let me just line that, make sure the card is straight. I'm just utilising the lines on my craft mat to make sure that the card is straight, and then I can place that down. Pretty confident that that's probably going to be as straight as it's going to get. Right, so the next layer, so we've got our next largest layer. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. Now I could cut these foam pads in half. It doesn't really make any difference. So I'm just going to add one in each corner. And I've already put my one in the middle. So again, when you're doing pyramid toppers, you need to make sure you get the layers lined up so that you don't have your image going all skew with. Now to do that, you really need to be able to stand and look right over the top. Put it in the middle so that you can line up as near as you possibly can. I think I've got that just about right. I can't really see properly because otherwise I'd be getting my head in shot. So for the next layer, I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to grab some little scissors and I'm just going to create some smaller pads from these. Well, these ones are fairly large pads. So I'm just going to create some smaller ones this time, and then put one in each corner. Still going to put one in the middle, because that's still going to give us the same stability as before. Because the layers are getting smaller, we don't really need the same size pads. But I'm trying to keep the same depth of pad so that each layer is the same. And I've got a little fairy visitor just come to see me. Hello, Bentley Bobs. Do you want to say hello? No? Hello, Bentley. Hello. Ooh, kisses. Doggy kisses. I'm going to pop your nose in. No? Okay then. So I'm just going to pop this over the top, try and line up as best I can. I've got a leaf pattern there that I can line up to. Oh, excuse you. Are you sneezing? And then just place that down. Hello. He's wagging his tail at me. There we go. And then I'm going to just pop our... Something's upset him. He's sneezing like I don't know what. And then I'm just going to put that, and then just utilise one of those little small ones and pop that right in the middle there. And peel the back off. And then I can then position that at the bottom, make sure the wings are lined up, and then just gently push that down. Now that is quite stable in the middle there, look, it's not going to sag or anything, it's going to be quite, it's actually quite weighty, but not weighty enough that it's going to add to your costing of postage or anything like that. Okay, so we have the majority of the card put together. Now adding that brown craft border just ties it all together with the inside of the card. And I think that looks really, really good. So the last thing we have to do then is just to add our sentiments. And then you can do this whichever way around you want. You could do it so it runs directly down the page like that, or you could do it so it runs across the bottom. Or you could even, if you want to, just ignore the front and just add that to the inside of your card. Like that. But I'm going to add it to the front because that's just the way that I roll. So I'm going to just turn it over, utilise another one of those small pads. Just dropping the scissors. Good job they didn't go anywhere dangerous. And that will go in the middle there, onto our disc sentiment, and then for our fishtail banner I'm going to add one along there, and the other half I'm just going to tuck about there. And then peel the backs off, and this is going to raise it up slightly from that base layer. So if I try and line that up so it's just crossing over like so, and then give that a push, and then take the final foam pad off, and then I can drop that and tuck it underneath, or I could even just layer that over there into the corner, give it a push. Actually, I think I'm just going to take that back off again, and then I think I will tuck it under that corner, just like that. There we go. So you now have a beautiful, very bright, very cheerful owl pyramid topper for a birthday. I hope you enjoyed that quick tutorial. If you did, please remember to give the video a thumbs up so YouTube know that you want to see more videos from us, and also it recommends our videos to other people who may never have seen us before. And also don't forget, if you want to keep informed of any future tutorials that we upload, then all you have to do is to click that subscribe button at the end of the video. Well, that's all from me for now, and I'll see you again next week.